Hey, it's BGV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition on Legendary difficulty, i.e. the hardest difficulty, which might go on a little bit longer than we originally intended. Gotta say, this has nothing to do with Skyrim, but gotta say right at the start here, I just finished Hunter x Hunter, or Hunter x Hunter, completely. There's 148 episodes of this anime that was recommended by some friends, and my gosh. What an anime. Holy crap. Ending was perfect. It made me tear up. The overall message that is reiterated at the end of the anime, if you know what I'm talking about, really got to me. And I don't really typically feel emotionally connected to anime because it's just really not what gets me. But yeah, that final message really kind of brought all the emotion out. So highly recommended, especially if you're an anime fan and have not watched Hunter x Hunter. It is quite the show, different in a lot of ways from a lot of the cliche sort of shonen anime. And I'm not really much of an anime watcher, so take my word with a grain of salt. Either way, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are, of course, playing on Legendary difficulty, and I always like just seeing to make sure. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel resolute. Legendary, yeah. And we're going to check our skills, because I need to kind of take stock of where I'm at. Also, I need to Alt-Tab and up the volume here outside on my desktop, since, again, Skyrim doesn't let me really do that while in the game for some reason. Okay, so let's take a look at where we are at entirely with all of our skills. I know people are going to find this boring, but, you know, it's important because I want to get all skills up to 100. We are level 62 out of 81, by the way, 81 being like what you get to when you max out all skills to 100. Yes, of course, you can Legendary and go higher than that. I don't really have any interest in that whatsoever. It's more about just maxing out all skills. So, in terms of combat, we've got Destruction and Conjuration. In fact, let's start with the top of Magic. That'll be good. Alchemy, we're going to have to hammer home at some point, and it will help us, so, in Legendary. So I should honestly put much more of a focus on that. Alchemy will indeed give us some powerful effects, especially for forging and enchanting. Illusion's already 100. We can use that whenever we want. Conjuration and Destruction are going to be great to use for combat. Conjuration because, you know, everything on Legendary difficulty, your summons deal as much damage as the enemies do. So, in theory, we could just conjure things, and like Thorn and Spike, for instance, and they will help us, you know, deal some damage. Probably we'll go with Atronax this time around, since we went with Dramoras for Adrodoc, but we'll just see. Destruction is just a bitch to level, and also on, yeah, if anything, Conjuration would be far better, but Destruction I want to get to 60 so that we can get these perks here, right here. Shock spells, frost spells, fire spells, so that'll actually increase our enchanting enchantments, which is really weird. But yeah, Destruction as far as damage goes is utter shite as far as I understand in Legendary. Restoration will happen naturally, obviously just healing us. Alteration, I mean, it'll buff us a bit, I guess. I gotta look more into the spells for this one, because I've never really had to use it too much. Enchanting, I think we're done, but I want to take a look at over here. Soul to squeeze. Put whatever Red Hot Chili Peppers joke you want there. Soul Gems provide extra magic. Yeah, we definitely don't need that. And then Death Blows to that, definitely don't need that. When you have fiery, you know, whatever it's called. Health, magic, and stamina enchantments are 25% stronger. See, I don't think we would put those on in place of, you know, this stuff here on the left. Or, I mean, you know, like normal, better, like fortify skill enchantments is what I mean. So I think we're done with enchanting, right? Smithing, I also think we're done. Don't want to go up that left path, I don't think. Heavy armor. A lot of people keep saying to wear the Death Brand stuff. And the thing is that, no, because once we max out light armor, we're going to be switching over to heavy armor, because I just feel like that'd be neat. So, yeah, no, we're not going to use Death Brand. We're going to max out light armor soon here and then switch back over to heavy armor. Block will come in time. Two-handed is over halfway done to 100. One-handed is done. Archery is done. Light armor is almost maxed out as well. Sneak is maxed out. Lockpicking is almost maxed out. Pickpocket, we're going to have to grind, unfortunately. And speech, we're going to have to grind. So there we are. I guess what we'll work on after we max out two-handed is Conjuration and Destruction, right? I mean, seems like that, yeah, that's it, other than block, I guess? So yeah, all right, we're coming to the end. All right, let's move on. What are we doing? We are doing Chasing Echoes. Serana and I are trying to locate her mother, Valerica, who may have one of the Elder Scrolls. Our journey has taken us to the courtyard of Castle Valkahar, where we've discovered a hidden entrance underneath Valerica's old moon dial. Explore the Castle Valkahar's ruined tower. That's exactly what we'll do. We fought a big old group of people in here. Crap, I should have been waiting, actually, while I discussed all that, because I want to get all my powers back in case we have a big old boss fight. But oh well, in fact, I should have talked about Hunter x Hunter during this part. I realize now. But you live and learn. Just as Sonic said, you know. Anyways, what am I playing off camera? Well, we just finished Oktoberfest on Twitch, where we did a full month of scary, horror, spooky games. And, yeah. Oh, and that reminds me, the little intro stinger that you saw was made by a mod on Twitch, Fuzzy
We're getting
Womp.
close. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, so big thanks to Fuzzy Womp if he ever sees this for making that little stinger. I love it. I've always wanted kind of an intro, but not like a crazy intro, just a very quick intro like that. So I think we'll use that from now on because I just really, really like it. So thanks again to Fuzzy Womp. Okay, so we're going to take the Vampire Royal Armor, and we're looking for an entrance.
Close. I'm sure of it.
I know, that's what you said. You don't have to repeat yourself, Serana. Also, do you have any other dialogue, by the way? Oh, you do? But we already talked to her about all this
If
stuff.
I had to guess, knowing him, it appears that way. Perhaps if he had spent more... Not that I... My mother had a bit of a thing for... I'd always... My mother kept this a secret, even from me. She must have been up to something she thought was dangerous.
Okay,
We're
there's
getting close.
literally...
I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to keep saying that. There is literally air coming from down there. So it's definitely the fireplace. The question is, what
We're getting
activates...
close. I'm sure of
Oh
it.
my god, Serana. Yeah, I think we're getting close. I understand. Okay, turd candlestick.
Leave it to my mother. Turns out my mother was sneakier than I thought. I wonder what she's hiding.
You have no idea, Serana. I guess. I mean, do you? All right, let's keep going. Also, let's take a look at how much our weapon is charged. Sheogorath's last laugh needs some tender love and care. There we go. For its literal last laugh before we're done with two-handed once and forever. Okay, this away, Serana. Follow me. Take bucket. What was the point of putting a troll skull in the bucket now? Can somebody tell me? Also, I want to look in the bucket to see if there's like a secret little thing. And there's not. I just ended up putting it in my inventory. And I'd like you to get out of there. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, let's keep going, Serana. I mean, I don't know why I'm the one leading. You know this castle far better than I do. Far better than I ever will do. But that's okay. You could say that I know, you know, adventuring better than you do. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, it's a give and take.
Look at this place. This has to be it. I knew she was deep into necromancy. I mean, she taught me everything I know. But I had no idea she had a setup like this. Look at all this. She must have spent years collecting these components. And what's this thing? I'm not sure about this circle, but it's obviously something. Let's take a look around. There has to be something here that tells us where she's gone.
What exactly are we looking for?
My mother was meticulous about her research. If we can find her notes, there might be some hints in there.
Your mother maintained quite a laboratory.
I had no idea her laboratory even existed. She had an alchemy set up in her drawing room, but nothing that even comes close to what's here.
Well, there looks to be a little book behind you, but it's actually, no, I realize now that it's just part of the ground tiling.
What did she research?
Looking at the equipment and materials, it looks like she was trying to advance her necromancy.
To what end?
I don't know. Certainly not longevity. Kind of a waste of time for a vampire.
That is an interesting point. Also, somebody made a comment that, like, since we asked her about her vampirism, we're not going to be able to do a big choice. I don't know if that's the case. We'll see.
I remember she used to keep a small journal. See if you can dig it up.
I will, but we didn't go down all of her dialogue on that, in that really big dialogue tree, so wouldn't worry about it just yet, and if it is already ruined, well. The true nature of orcs. Kind of curious to read this, but not if it's going to be like 15,000 pages. It's not. It's actually pretty short. Okay. The true nature of orcs. Orcs were born during the latter days of the Dawn Era. History has mislabeled them beast folk related to the goblin races, but the orcs are actually the children of Tridimac, strongest of the Altmeri ancestor spirits. When Tridimac was eaten by the Daedroth prince Boethia and transformed into that foul god's insides, the orcs were transformed as well. The ancient name for the orcs is Orsimer, which means the pariah folk. They now follow Malauk, the remains of Tridimac, who is Malauk, He is more commonly known as the Daedroth Prince Malakath. I was going to say, I know Malakath, whose sphere is the patronage of the spurned and ostracized, the sworn oath, and the bloody curse. He is not technically a Daedra lord, nor do the other Daedra recognize him as such, but this is fitting for his sphere. Of old he was Trinimac, the champion of the High Elven Pantheon, in some places more popular than Ariel, who protected them against enemies without and within. When Trinimac and his followers attempted to halt the Velothi dissident movement, Boethia ate him. Trinimac's body and spirit were corrupted, and he emerged as Malakath. His followers were likewise changed for the worse, despised by everyone, especially the inviolate Oriel. They quickly fled to the northern wastes near Sarthal. They fought Nords and Chimer better than you for a place in the world, but did not get much. In Skyrim, Malakath is called Orci or Old Knocker, and his battles with Ysmir are legendary. I've never ever even heard that. Old Oki and Old Knocker. I've literally never even heard that. That was really interesting. I've heard bits and pieces of that. Yeah, the Daedra and Aedra lore are especially interesting to me. Well, there's the journal right there. Valerica's journal. 27th, last seed. Harkon's short-sightedness is becoming a serious problem. I've warned him time and time again that his foolish prophecy would cast... Man, I can't read today. His foolish prophecy would cast far too much light on our people, and yet he refuses to so much as listen to a word I say. I become less of a wife, and more of an annoyance in his eyes. Devoting attention to my work is the only solace I can find while enduring his ridiculous crusade. 28th, last seed. I've had a breakthrough today. I was able to attune the portal vessel to the Soul Cairn properly by using a small sample of ingredients. Although the portal opened only for a few seconds, I'm confident that with the proper formula it can be sustained indefinitely. I feel like I'm missing a key ingredient, something of sufficient potency that can resist the forces trying to prevent my intrusion. Communing with the ideal masters have proved worthless. They speak in riddles and offer no assistance whether I ensure them a steady supply of souls or not. If I'm to escape Harkon's clutches, I need to keep the portal open long enough to carry me away from here, forever, if need be. 3rd, Hearthfire. I've done it. After wasting thousands of gold coins on components, I've discovered how to sustain the portal. I'm listing the components below without the proper amounts for my own protection. As a secondary precaution, I'm combining my own blood into the formula, which should prevent anyone from being able to duplicate it and following me into the Soul Cairn. I mean, unless they have your blood. Duh. The formula consists of finely ground bone meal, purified void salt, soul gem shards. Using the proper measurements, place the above in a silver-lined portal vessel and add blood as a reactive agent. I will make my way into the Soul Cairn tomorrow, after I gather my things and prepare for a potentially lengthy exile. More importantly, I must enact my plans with Serana and get her to Dim Hollow Crypt as soon as possible. And that's where, of course, we found Serana. Speak to Serana. Don't mind if I do.
Any luck yet?
I found your mother's notes.
You did? Let me see them.
What's this Soul Cairn that she mentions?
I only know what she told me. She had a theory about soul gems, that the souls inside of them don't just vanish when they're used. They end up in the Soul Cairn.
Why did she care where the used souls went?
The Soul Cairn is home to very powerful beings. Necromancers send them souls and receive powers of their own in return. My mother spent a lot of time trying to contact them directly, to travel to the Soul Cairn itself.
If she made it there, we'll find her.
That circle in the center of the room is definitely some type of portal. If I'm reading this right, there's a formula here that should give us safe passage into the Soul Cairn.
What do we need?
A handful of soul gem shards, some finely ground bone meal, a good bit of purified void salts. Oh, damn it.
What's wrong?
By the way, I wish the game did not just summarize what you need to do if you don't read the books. To me, it's fun trying to read the books and figure out, to figure out what you need. And I don't like when the game's just like, oh, if you didn't read it, this is what we need. Like, force the player to, like, at least read a little bit, I think. I don't know. Maybe that's a unpopular opinion.
What's wrong?
We're also going to need a sample of her blood, which, if we could get that, we wouldn't even be trying to do this in the first place.
You share her blood?
Not bad. We'd better hope that's good enough. Mistakes with these kind of portals can be gruesome. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get started.
I hate portals.
Are all of those ingredients here?
Oh, definitely. Mother would have plenty of those materials in her laboratory. You just need to find them.
Sounds good. Let's see if Serana's got any other dialogue. We're gonna exhaust all of it.
Having trouble finding those ingredients?
Anything you can tell me about the Soul Cairn?
The Soul Cairn is a tiny sliver of oblivion, the realm of the Daedra. It's ruled by unseen beings known as the Ideal Masters.
Why was your mother so fascinated by it?
Honestly, I don't know. Necromancers are always interested in souls, though, so that probably has some kind of interest.
What exactly are the Ideal Masters?
Nobody really knows. As far as I've heard, no one's seen them and returned to Tamriel to tell about it.
Then how are you sure they even exist?
I've read stories. Stories about fools that manage to communicate with them. You give the Ideal Masters souls, they give you powers to summon the undead. It's all very businesslike.
Fools? Why do you say that?
Because most of the stories end with the Ideal Masters duping the necromancers, who end up dead or wishing they were dead.
You don't say.
They shouldn't be that hard to find. Shelves, tables, they should be easy to find. She wouldn't have hidden them.
Okay, well, let's get to work. So what are we looking for exactly? Purified void salts, finely ground bone meal, and soul gem shards, of which are these, those of which are unique. So, I remember this being a little tricky. I actually have to look. It doesn't just say, like, here it is, right here, which I like a lot, because, come on, gotta use your brain a little bit. I would imagine the bone dust is gonna be here. Yeah, because it's next to a bunch of other bones. Also, there's dragon bones. What is our carry weight like? Because I am gonna need some yeah, we'll take that, I think. Troll skull and some bone meal, which I will not take, and a hammer. Okay, that's one of 3 ingredients. We have a chest here, which I did see in ESO, and I made a reference to that if you watched the last ESO video, because there was like chests like these in Greymore. Okay, we've got soul gem fragment. We've got soul gem fragment. We've got soul gem fragment, elven dagger. Got 8 gold in that chest. Okay, let's head up here. I guess these soul gem these soul gem fragments don't even count, but they are sort of a little unique because I think this is the only place you find them. Here are the actual soul gem shards. And we'll take all these, why not? We're using quite a lot of soul gems to recharge Sheogorath's last lab.
Having trouble finding those ingredients?
No, I'm doing very well actually, but thank you for worrying. We're also going to take all these alchemical ingredients.
Those ingredients.
No, like I said, I'm doing just fine. You know, this is a thing that I've been meaning to bring up with you. You really don't have to repeat yourself every 3 seconds. Like, I hear you loud and clear. We're doing just fine. Okay, the last thing we're looking for is the refined vampire salts or vampire dust or whatever the heck, right? Also, let's use the arcane enchanter just to see, just to make sure. If we're missing any enchantment abilities, any enchantment effects, I have no idea what they would be because we've got quite a lot thus far. Fill portal vessel. Oh, okay. That's how we activate the portal to the Soul Cairn. Flagon, Elf's Ear, Falmer Ear, Slaughterfish Egg, Nightshade, Tundra Cotton, Skeever Tail, Bowl, Charred Skeever Hide, Chicken's Egg, Blue Dart Wings. We got a cup. Okay, Fire Salts, Lavender. I'm saying all of this because I'm trying to see if we can get any, like, rarer alchemical ingredients, you know? Frost salts, salt pile, river Betty. And that's it for all the stuff up here. And this has got to be the purified void salts. There it is. Place the ingredients in the vessel. Don't mind if I do, but I've got something I want to do before that. Okay, so let's go to items, let's go to ingredients, and let's see if the top left is unknown. The blue dartwing is. So we're going to eat that. And then let's see, anything else? Ah, the chicken's egg. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've checked if we haven't eaten any sort of alchemical ingredient. Looking good. Oh, white cat, really? Surprised we had that many.
Put the ingredients in the
I know. No, don't you rush me. Don't you rush me. Okay, so now I want to make some potions. Let's see. I would think invisibility would be good, right? Like we do that. So how alchemy grinding works is basically the more valuable the potion, the higher your alchemical progress goes, your alchemy progress goes. So 202 I don't think is that high, but if we craft that, it does raise a little bit. I know, yeah, once again, I know there's like a specific bunch of potions you can make to very quickly increase it. However, I'm just gonna do whatever, once again. See, that value is 3, so that's like terrible. What about damage, magic, or regen? 207? Okay, not bad. Want to get at least, like, 1 alchemy increase here. That'd be quite nice. What about you? 54? See, that's terrible. No. What about you? 78? Pfft, really trash. What about you? Come on. 139? That's a little bit better. Give me an alchemy increase. What do you say? What do you say, huh? Oh, there we go. Okay, we're also discovering new effects, which is good. Let's just, all right, let's just run through this. Come on, at least 1, holy moly. You and you, and you and you and you and you, and you and you. Are you kidding me? This is why I hate alchemy, man. Like, I understand that these things are not the most efficient way, yeah, I understand these are not the most efficient potions, but all of that, we didn't even get 1 alchemy increase. We didn't give it, like, half? That's absolute crap. Anyways.
Put the ingredients in that vessel and let me know when you're ready.
I'm doing it. Speak to Serana. Okay, they're in.
Then the rest is up to me. Are you ready to go? I'm not entirely sure what this thing is going to do when I add my blood.
Can I ask you something first?
Of course. What is it?
What will you do if we find your mother?
I've been asking myself the same thing since we came back to the castle. She was so sure of what we did to my father. I couldn't help but go along with her. I never thought of the cost.
It sounds like she was pretty selfish.
She wasn't always, but I think you're right. She was practically smirking as we left home, almost like she was proud of herself. Like she didn't just want to stop my father, she wanted to stick it to him too.
An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind.
We won't know until we find her.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I just didn't expect anyone to care how I felt about her. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Are you ready then?
I think, again, Grogon respects Serana. Serana's a pretty strong person, and you know, and Skyrim-wise, so I think he picks up on a little bit of respect there.
Let's get that portal open.
All right, here goes.
So, yeah. For those that don't, well, I guess I won't spoil that. Never mind. Completed Speak to Serana. Oh my god!
Created a portal of assault. Incredible.
Beautiful. I always loved that animation, one of my favorite animations, and I made it the thumbnail of like the best shout video, and it got like so many views, probably just because the thumbnail was really good and people temporarily forgot what the Soul Cairn is since it had to do with a shout that you get in the Soul Cairn. Okay, before we head in there, you got anything more to say?
Incredible. Simply incredible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, see you later. Whee! Oh, well, I did save, didn't I? To Soul Cairn, speak to uh-oh. Oh, God, I forgot about this. Okay, it's damaging me. Actually, I wonder, I never even knew this. If you stand here and take damage from this, I bet what you can do is do this. I bet you can sit here and literally grind restoration for free, right? Because all it should be is like, you know, healing damage taken to you. Healing damage done to you with restoration spells. So yeah, I bet this is a way to do it. Obviously, we're not going to do it here, because that's not that's not interesting in the slightest. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. For those that don't know. If that does work, I would assume it does, but I'm not actually fully sure. Oh.
Are you all right? That looked painful.
It was. What happened?
Now that I think about it, I should have expected that. Sorry. It's hard to describe. The Soul Cairn is, well, hungry, for lack of a better word. It's trying to take your life essence as payment.
So there's no way in, then?
There might be, but I don't think you're going to like it. Vampires aren't counted among the living. I could probably go through there without a problem.
Are you saying that I need to become a vampire?
Not your first choice, I'd guess?
I actually forgot about this part completely.
There has to be another way.
Maybe. We could just pay the toll another way. It wants a soul, so we give it a soul. Yours.
Wouldn't that kill me?
My mother taught me a trick or two. I could partially soul trap you and offer that gem to the Ideal Masters. It might be enough to satisfy them. It would make you a bit weaker when we travel through the Soul Cairn, but we might be able to fix that once we're inside. Maybe.
Well, the answer is yes, because they would never give you a permanent negative thing. Or actually, would they? I kind of feel like there is a permanent thing.
Those are my only options.
I'm sorry. I wish I knew a better way, something that would be easier for you. Just know that whatever path you choose, I won't think any less of you. Sometimes things just have to be done.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about
I
that.
know that better than anybody.
Become a vampire or become partially soul trapped. Here's the thing, I don't remember what happens when you become partially soul trapped, and I'm wondering if it's going to be bad enough to actually mess me up in there. I mean, if anything, we'll probably find a way to get around it, but becoming a vampire, that's not a vampire lord, though, right? Plus, if we become a vampire, I mean, we could just cure it again. You can cure it an unlimited amount of times. You just need a black soul gem, which we have. Then you need to fill it too, which we can do if we just kill any person at all. We can just travel to Bloodskull Barrow, kill a person, fill it. I am tempted. Crap. You know what? I kind of want to know. I kind of want to know what happens both ways. I'm gonna make a new save here, and I'm going to become. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for both ways.
Have you made up your mind?
But I don't see another way. I'll become a vampire.
Are you sure? I'm willing to turn you, but you need to think it through. You'd become the very thing you've sworn to destroy. I don't know how the Dawn Guard will react.
Yeah, about that. That's already, it's already happened, so it's all good.
I'm ready.
Turning someone is a very personal thing for vampires. It's intimate. For us. I don't want you to feel like I'm forcing you into this.
Gosh, flashbacks to Vincenti Valtieri, or whatever his name is, in the Dark Brotherhood and Oblivion. Didn't realize it was intimate for him back then. Well,
let's just get it over with.
As you wish. I promise to try and make this as painless as possible. Hold still.
Vampire Lord. Ah. Complete to become a vampire. Enter the Soul Cairn.
Let's go. My mother must be waiting on the other side of that thing.
Okay. So that's what I was wondering. Okay, so we're going with that then, because that's actually what I was wondering. So here's the deal, and I don't want to spoil this. If you decline Harkon's gift, you can stay with the Dawn Guard side, but you can become a Vampire Lord now. Transform into a Vampire Lord, use the revert form power to change back. Okay, I wasn't sure if Serana was going to make me a normie vampire or like an epic vampire. And she made me an epic vampire. So we'll go ahead and favorite that. That is basically the werewolf equivalent, the beast form equivalent. And thank you very much. That's actually... Okay, so I'm not even going to see what the other thing does. I know I've definitely done it. I forget what negative debuff you get. But either way, thank you very much. Oh, let's see if she's got any more dialogue.
Let's go. My mother must be waiting on the other side of that thing.
All right, let's do it. In we go to the Soul Cairn. Everybody's favorite part of my Adrenok 100% playthrough, right?
Look at this place. I can't imagine choosing to come here. My mother must have been terrified. Let's keep moving. I feel like we're being watched.
Are you sure Valerica has the Elder Scroll?
No, but there's no way she would have left it in Tamriel. She wanted to get it as far away from my father as possible. I can't imagine a better place.
Then if she doesn't?
Then we find out where she hid it. If she's still alive. Well, as alive as she was before. Or as now. Or... you know what I mean.
Why not hide it in the Soul Cairn and then return?
Probably to avoid whatever my father would do to her if he could get his hands on her. Or maybe her plan was to come back, but she was stuck here. We won't know until we find her.
Do you know anything about this place?
Just what my mother told me. I've also studied a little bit on my own, but there's not much. When something is trapped in a soul gem, and then the energy is used for powering an enchantment, the remnants are sent here.
Many soul gems?
Yeah, which is actually really messed up, because we've used a lot of soul gems trapped in souls, and then there... Did she say any remnants? So I guess that's not always the case, if it's like a weaker enchantment.
Many soul gem?
Well, I think it's specifically the black ones. I don't know if the Soul Cairn takes just any leftovers.
Oh, okay, that's right. The black soul gems, yeah.
Does anything live here?
Look at this place. Do you think anything would want to live here? The only things that can survive here are the Ideal Masters, the undead, and the souls themselves. Well, if you want to call that living.
I can imagine Raven from Teen Titans living here, or some other equally edgy character.
Do you think we'll meet the Ideal Masters?
I don't think anyone's ever met the Ideal Masters. I'm not even sure anyone knows what they look like. They could be underground, flying above us. They might be the ground, I have no idea.
Why are they collecting these souls?
Lots of theories. Some say they feed on them like I feed on blood. Others think they use them as payment to an even higher power, Almost like a currency. A very strange currency. Whatever they're doing with them, they've been harvesting for millennia. No telling how many souls are trapped here.
See, and I've always really liked the Soul Cairn lore and everything about the Soul Cairn and the soul gems and all that stuff.
Why would a necromancer want to deal with them?
Look around you. There are some extremely powerful undead here. Even a necromancer as seasoned as my mother would be willing to spend years trying to gain access to them.
Summon them, you mean?
Exactly. It's a lost art. Most necromancers just raise up whatever bodies are nearby. A simple trick, really. Child's play. But bringing something from the Soul Cairn gives you something much more powerful.
How do the necromancers communicate with them?
Ah, that's usually the trick. It's possible to do it through a simple portal. But to finalize the deal, you have to travel here yourself. And most of them never come back.
Thanks for all the lore, Serana. Okay, so we're actually going to use Serana for sure, because the Soul Cairn, as far as I remember, is actually quite challenging. There are a lot of things in this place, and I'm not going to do the whole horrible grindy stuff that we did in Aginox's playthrough, but I will try to show as much of it as I can. The good stuff, anyways, the interesting stuff. But there's a lot of side stuff and some really cool rewards that you can unlock as well. And we will explore it in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you so much to the patrons that support me over on Patreon. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey, it's me, GV. Thanks so much for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to watch more of me, I'm live on Twitch pretty much every day. Link in the description. If you want to support what I do, Patreon is the best way. Link is in the description. And either way, thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.